Welcome, Fin fans, to another edition of the Fin Sports Podcast right here on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to preview the Washington Commanders against your Miami Dolphins. We are also going to go over all the updates for the team, and we'll get right into it as soon as you hit that like button, as soon as you subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to get to 50 subscribers so that we could do live games starting Sunday. So we have a few days left, and we have big announcements coming up for the channel. And I think you guys are going to be excited as you support this channel. We're really going to make big things happen. So hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, click on that on the YouTube notification bell, and help us become a big channel that we can do a lot of great things together. And again, if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, or if you're a football fan and are interested in knowing about what's going on in football, this is the place to be. And thank you all subscribers and all the supporters out there. So we're going to get right into it, starting with what happened with the Dolphins team. We got 17 people on injured. They were listed as injured. 4 did not practice. The most notably Tyreek and Raheem Mostert. Tyreek injured his ankle in the Jets game, and you guys can tell that he was hurt because they taped it up. He went back out there, but the cheetah don't get hurt. So I know the cheetah is going to come back, and he's going to make a big statement. We need to get about 113 yards every game to hit the 2,000 mark in the next 6 games. So the cheetah don't get hurt. The cheetah is going to get his, especially against this defense of the Washington Commanders. So that was the big news. The other big news is Jaylen Phillips had a surgery on his Achilles. Successful surgery. They asked McDaniel whether it was like Aaron Rodgers or it was the more conventional surgery, and he never really responded. He made a comment like we had him hanging like a bat or something like that. So again, they're not going to give us those type of details, people. We'll have to get that from other sources. The other thing the coach mentioned as part of that was Chris Brooks is now designated. He's got the window to come back, so he's got 21 days to be reactivated on the active roster. If not, he's going to stay on injured reserve the rest of the year. So Chris Brooks, I like, because I think he's a bigger back, and I think it'll give us that power runner that we can definitely use with change of pace with Raheem. You got Wilson, who's also kind of a power back but smaller, but this dude is big. He's like 6'1", 230, and he did good till he got hurt. So we are looking healthier on that side of the ball. And then A-Chain, he did not practice. We're hoping that he comes back this week, but I'm not counting on it only because of his history. And again, if we had him going, it would be a different team just because of the speed that he brings to the table, and the explosiveness and the game-changing ability. So A-Chain, we look forward you to come back. Last but not least, McDaniel talked about the turnovers with Tua, and he wants us to get better with the turnovers with Tua, and I know they're working on it, and I'm sure they're tired of the narrative, but they'll keep asking if we keep doing them. So we expect to see a much cleaner game from Tua this week. This defense is not very good against the Commanders, and we'll get into it in a little bit. We also want to talk about Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks was episode 2 was mostly based on the Jaylen Phillips injury and his relationship with Chubb, and again, very unfortunate incident. Really sad episode in terms of watching Jaylen cry as he knows his season is over, and he knows that he was really hurt. So again, that was the whole synopsis of what was going on with the Hard Knocks episode 2. Now, getting into the actual Tua. Tua had his press conference. Again, it was a very lighthearted conference. He made a joke about telling his son about his cut on his arm and how he's going to tell him that he got bit by a 500-pound shark. And so luckily, Tua is okay. He's in good spirits. Again, the turnover question comes up. And again, Tua is like, my standard is better than this. And we're going to correct this and we're going to get better at this. So, and he's not satisfied with the results that we have so far. And I like that because we scored 27 points and he's still not happy. So that makes me feel like we are not satisfied with just being good. They want to be elite. They want to be great. So look for Tua to have a big game against the Washington Commanders. And then they also asked him about the coat that he was wearing, because some fur coat. And he says that that was a gift from Rick Ross. So shout out to Rick Ross. Last but not least, let's talk about the actual game. So Washington Commanders versus the Dolphins. Before I give you my score, let me just say this. The Dolphins on paper have absolutely 99.9% chance to win. But the Washington Commanders are going to be a dangerous team. Why? Because they just fired a defensive coordinator. So we're not really sure how they're going to play us. Are they going to play Ron Rivera's play calling versus Jack Del Rio's? So this is going to be interesting on how the defense for the Washington Redskins play. What I do know is that they have a lot of injuries on that defensive line, especially at the defensive end spot. So I look for Tua to have time to throw the ball in case he wants to throw that deep ball. And the Cowboys didn't even get one sack against the Commanders. So they definitely have the weaknesses on defense. Now, on the offensive side, they're dangerous. You know, Sam Howell, 3,300 yards. So that's the most in the NFL. He's beating Tua by a couple hundred yards. And the big thing for us with Sam is that he is prone to make mistakes. So he does throw the interception. He's got 13 INTs and 18 touchdowns. So he's still got a pretty decent touchdown to interception ratio, but he is vulnerable, right? And so if the defense can get to him with the 4 down linemen or the front 4, we are going to have a field day because the way Vic Fangio does that defense, he loves to play that zone and waits for that Sam Howell to make that mistake, and we're going to make it happen. And if the run defense continues as is, we're going to have a great game. But I do expect the Commanders to score some points at home. I think that's going to be the big challenge, is how to keep them, because they're out there dangerous. They don't care if they're not trying to be conservative. They're out slinging it all over the place, and they are going to try to upset the Dolphins. They got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Ron Rivera has a very tough job to keep. He's probably going to get fired at the end of the year, regardless of this score. But again, if he can turn this defense around, maybe he has a shot at keeping his job. I don't see that happening. And I see the Miami Dolphins, and my score prediction is the Miami Dolphins are going to score 42 points, and the Washington Commanders are going to score 20. Right now, the odds are the Dolphins are 9.5-point favorites, 10-point favorites. Again, I think we are going to cover that, and I think that we are going to score a lot of points. And maybe we'll see Mike White in the fourth quarter to keep everyone fresh. Teron Armstead is pretty upset about his play against the Jets, and he is said on Twitter that he is going to clean up his sloppy play, let's just say. And so I think we have a lot of things to prove from some of our players, and we have a lot of players that are a little nicked up, and so we want to take command of this game and run it run as much as possible, play action, just get everyone wide open, just open up the game and score lots of points. So again, the score 42-20, Miami Dolphins with their 9th victory of the season. This would put the Dolphins 3 full games ahead of the Buffalo Bills, who are off this week. And standings are right now, the Dolphins are in first place with 8 wins and 3 losses. And then the Bills are in 6-6. So the Dolphins have the destiny in their hands for the playoff hunt. And now, if we can win these next couple, 2-3 games, starting with this game, we will have full control of our destiny, and we will have a Dolphins team that will have a home playoff game. And that is incredible, since the Dolphins are perfect at home this year, and we expect them to come back home next week after they beat the Washington Commanders and take care of business against the Tennessee Titans. And ladies and gentlemen, if you love what you're hearing, if you like hearing about the Dolphins, if you love hearing about football, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and again, have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night. And we will see you Saturday with a last minute update on the Dolphins Commanders. And we will have, if anybody's going to be out for the game and things of that nature from the injury report. So until then, we'll see you next Saturday. Peace.
Hey, give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call me the champ. They know what it is, know what I do, know who I am, who don't understand. Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy